Yep, this is gonna be a very exciting match. Alright.
And at least hope so. Anyways, for red team, we have the King's Decree, piloted by Grimmick. It is the Hades double lumberjack left side and Watcher Carronade right. And we have the Niblug, piloted by Duloc. It's a Mobula with Merc and double Artemis on the top, and Life Flak. Okay, so actually they have their Gad in the Artemis switch up, but we'll talk about that in a second. Anyways, blue team.
Alright, on the blue team we have Helios, piloted by Dyke Knight of the Skyborne clan. It is a Merc, lower deck double Artemis, and Banshee Wings Mobula. And we have the Skyborne as their fourth ship, piloted by Sunstrom of the Skyborne. It is a Merc top deck, right side lower deck Hades, left side lower deck Flak, and a left wing Artemis with right wing Gat. So that's an interesting setup, going for fancy fairy type deal right there, with just more hull piercing. Plus a Merc to disable the that galleon. It looks like they're going to be willing to engage from 1300 meters or greater, so that way the lumberjacks will have problems hitting them, just based on distance alone.
So Mobulas can be a bit tricky to hit with lumberjack. They're not very high. They're pretty wide, but they don't have much vertical profile.
Yeah, the lack of a vertical profile is one reason why the Mobula is strong, whereas the Spire is weak. Because the Spire is the complete opposite, where it's very thin, but it's very easy, so high arcing guns have no problem hitting a Spire.
Another thing at range, a lot of these precision weapons will be hitting balloon instead of hull if they, especially if the Mobulas stay above, or try to stay above or at the level of their target. All other ships is, it's a lot easier to hit their hull.
I would say that you'd probably be hitting the hull of the Mobula as long as you're able to hit direct center.
Yes, especially with the Merc. One place that's great to aim on. Oh, okay, Skyborne's taking a ton of damage.
Yes,
they managed to grind down to the ground for a second.
Lumberjacks. It looks like those lumberjacks are proving their worth here.
Luckily, they didn't actually take much damage right here. They got their balloon and armor up just in time. The pilot managed to hydro and Joe shoot and save himself right there.
Nice maneuvering on the Skyborne's part, but Skybornes are very specialized in the Mobula, so I suppose it's no surprise on that one.
This is definitely the most common ship we see from them.
Yeah, it looks like they're willing to back off to make things even harder for this lumberjack. Yep, it's gonna be a long one, for sure. So I said before that the double lumberjack Hades galleon has a lot of troubles killing ships. It's just really kind of just for popping balloon and disabling their arcs if they're using Artemis and Mercs. I would say the map where that's not necessarily true is Battle of the Dunes. Battle of the Dunes being notorious for its extremely low ceiling.
Yes, you don't have much room to fall, and oftentimes you don't see teams engaging right at the height ceiling, like right now.
The bigger thing too is the height ceiling is actually so small that if a Mobula with Artemis was on the ground, it can actually shoot a ship at the ceiling with the Artemis given enough distance. It's just how low the ceiling is on dunes.
Right here we see no ships are actually in range of any guns.
The Skyborne disengaging very slowly away. Nibelung actually in a slightly worse condition than the Skyborne, but otherwise no really lasting damage done in an engagement. No clear advantages given on either side. So we'll see what the Skyborne's going to do after the disengagement here. Looks like they're just regrouping. Regrouping against lumberjacks is a huge problem though. Like I said before, lumberjacks can split fire, and if their gunners are good enough, they'll both be able to reliably hammer away at the ships. But it is going to rely upon the enemy not being able to disable them, since the enemy's carrying 2 Mercs and 3 Artemis. Looks like Skyborns are heading into a rib tussle here. We're gonna have a tug of war and ribs.
Yeah, this is one of the interesting parts of the map. Fighting over in the ribs.
is exactly the part with terrain.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is equivalent to hardcover, which is equivalent to the only safe method of staying safe from a long-range ship. Also, something going on. I hear a lot of... Oh, because you're using voice activated.
Oh,
Are you making
yeah,
coffee or something?
I'll stop that again.
You can make coffee. I guess as long as it doesn't show up on stream. Well, I'm not really aware if it does or not. I just heard it. I was like,
Yes, it was.
Oh. It was actually a bomb. Just counting down. A bomb counting down like apparently Red Team's armor is getting counted down in the war of attrition of mercs.
Slowly.
Of mercs and men here.
And these Hades are not connecting at this range. A blue team can start moving up, and red team can move away if they want to. You can stick out of the ribs if one keeps staying at range. Skyborne, moving in slowly, it looks like. A pretty stalled engagement right here.
Yes, it is a very stalled engagement, I would agree. It's very rare that Dunes is not a stalled match, I feel.
Unless you specifically have close range ships. But
Or you're just willing to commit with mid-range ships.
yeah.
And just kind of rush down and focus someone.
I've actually seen before in the past teams make an agreement not to bring long range ships against each other in dunes.
Wasn't that one match after the 3-hour sniping match? That was that one SCS?
I know there was at least one Duck Rider match that happened.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good to hear. It's nice to see some actual equivalent stuff going on here. We got Helios staying high, moving in a bit further than the Skyborne. Both teams sticking close to ribs. Actually, Helios is pretty open right now. Lumberjack's missing, however. I can attest to the fact that hitting a ship at 1.5 km is pretty hard with Lumberjacks. Let alone 2k.
They are effectively spinning their fire and coming pretty close to hitting the Skyborne, but not quite enough shots connecting.
Yes. Helios got hit once, it looks like, as far as I can tell. Unfortunately, if your gunner, like I said, if your gunners cannot hit, then the guns aren't doing their job. Looks like they're both going after Helios as Skyborne repositions here,
Yes. So many of these shots just sailing right over the top of this mobula.
But the Helios did get downed, and they are getting close to that ground already, despite their initial height. Dune's known for its low ceiling. Skyborne actually aggressively pushing in on the Nibelung. Nibelung might be in a bit of... Oh no, actually he's attacking the King's Degree. I lied. Nibelung does notice the Skyborne's presence, though. He is turning to engage Skyborne, but Skyborne's going to be able to back out behind this rib while maintaining pressure on the King's Decree.
This will give Helios a chance to start engaging, to do some damage to the Nibelung if it can, or at least disable it. And break the armor.
Looks like we might be getting a commitment out of the Nibelung versus the Skyborne here. One of these two might be dying without chance of getting into cover.
Skyborne does have their life flack and Merc on them. We got 2 life flaks actually on the Skyborne. Nibelung is gonna go down right here.
Nope, it looks like Skyborne's actually gonna be... depends on if these Lumberjacks continue hitting him, because he is right at the ground. Oh, Nibelung goes down first. First kill advantage goes to Skyborne.
Helios managed to take up the kill. Now
Skyborne trying to take cover behind this one tiny little beam.
King's
He's
Degree
gonna take all the cover he can get, but is not gonna help against the height of that junk galleon.
may be able to get it tied up, but I think it's a bit too late now with the Helios coming in with their Merc double Artemis.
Yes. If I recall correctly, they are in red spawn. I don't believe red team actually even moved, so...
And the King's Decree is below the range in the arcs of the Merc on the Helios, which managed to save their engines and guns. Now let's see, Skyborne's engaging them right now.
Yep, Skybore's moving in. Blue team should be pressing in here as much as they can before the... My apologies. There we go. Before the Mobula actively spawns in. It looks like the Mobula has not spawned in yet. It looks like they're just going to be waiting until that galleon dies.
Oh, they
I lied.
spawned
I guess
too
I was
low.
wrong.
And, okay, this is not a good
This
situation.
is not a good yeah, I would agree. This is not a good situation. This galleon is about to be finished, and now they're going to focus hardcore that Mobula.
Look, it made their decision to just try to do as much damage as they can on the Helios.
If they're going for that, they should probably move in and use that Gatling guns, but I digress. Considering they have a Gatling gun.
Now, Skyborne does have a ton of piercing damage right here. They have a Merc, and a Hades, and a Life Flak. So this is their
two
kill
Mercs
ships.
and a Hades.
They have... Yeah, you're kidding.
They are... Yeah, like I said, the Skyborne was doing a fancy fairy type deal. They have a Merc on the top and the Hades on the lower deck.
Oh yeah, that's what I meant. I thought you said they have two Mercs.
Oh no,
I didn't believe you.
Two Mercs all together, which they're definitely making use of against the Nibelung.
Armor down,
And
Life
the
Flax.
spawn bug striking again. Nibelung is definitely gonna die. There's no way King's Decree can help him.
And this is turning into a
Please.
meat grind right here.
Maybe. I think the Mobula's gonna be able to respawn and assist the Galleon before the two Mobulas do anything meaningful against the Galleon aside from to steal his guns. But the real trick here is that red team is caught without cover. They're out in the open now at that spawn. Skyborne might be able to... Well, one depends on what Skyborne's going to do. It would be possible for them to go to Ribs and fortify that for cover, then pin down the red team out in the open. But it looks like they're just going straight for red here. Nibelung spawning in, right next to his Galleon ally. Ah, okay, so the reason the Mobula didn't spawn in was because of the spawn bug.
King's Decree moving in. Starting to engage these, Skyborne.
Considering Dunes has the spawn bug, and considering that... Well, I guess I'm not gonna say that it's boring to watch, because that's not really an actual argument for the removal of a map, as long as it's fair.
Why not? Oh, okay. As long
But
as
it does
it's fair.
have the spawn bug.
If we had plenty of maps, then there's no reason to keep Dunes, I would say.
Yes. I mean, they re-allowed Duel at Dawn back after they fixed that spawn bug in Duel at Dawn, where two ships could spawn inside of each other and not do anything.
Spawn camping is still highly effective in Duel at Dawn, if not more now than before.
Oh, before you could spawn in the four corner. Oh, actually, Nibelung getting killed by the Helios from the rear.
Almost
And
managed
it looks
to
like
take
they're
out
going to be able to
Skyborne,
finish
but,
off the King's Decree.
yeah.
It's going to be a 2-on-1.
Now, despite the King's Decree's best in doing their using their flares, they managed to flare the balloon, get a 15 fire stack on that before, and then another 20 stack in the hole. So the best effort was, despite their best efforts with the flares, they weren't managed to flare out the guns of the Skyborne, and now Helios is just going to pick up this kill right here. Or maybe the Skyborne, but
And that would be the end there. Victory going to the Skyborne on Dunes. I wonder how long that match took.
me too.
Well, it was a little bit dicey in the beginning, but once the Skyborne got the initial momentum from the death of that Mobula, they just took it and rolled with it the whole way through.
Yes.
And just cascaded into a 5-0.